Why did Satan fight so hard for the body of Moses? The mystery surrounding Moses' final resting place has baffled scholars and believers for centuries. Join us as we uncover the secrets behind this ancient biblical battle, revealing profound insights into faith, power, and the unseen spiritual warfare that shapes our world. The mysterious events surrounding the body of Moses have intrigued theologians and scholars for generations. Jude chapter 1, verse 9 states, "Yet Michael the archangel, when contending with the devil he disputed about the body of Moses, durst not bring against him a railing accusation, but said, The Lord rebuke thee." This brief yet profound mention in Jude raises several questions. Why was Satan so interested in Moses' body? What significance did it hold that warranted an angelic confrontation? To explore these questions, we must first look into the life and importance of Moses, a central figure in biblical history. Psalm 137 tells us, "He made known his ways to Moses, his acts to the children of Israel." Moses was not just a leader, but a man with an extraordinary relationship with God. In Exodus 33, Moses implores God, saying, "Now therefore I pray, if I have found grace in your sight, show me now your way, that I may know you, and that I may find grace in your sight. And consider that this nation is your people." This deep desire for a direct relationship with God set Moses apart, and God responded by revealing his ways to Moses in ways unparalleled in human history. Moses' life was marked by divine encounters and revelations that shaped the destiny of the Israelites. Moses' journey from birth to death is a tale of divine intervention. Born into slavery in Egypt, during a time when Pharaoh ordered the killing of all male Hebrew infants, Moses was saved through the ingenuity of his mother and sister. They placed him in a basket in the Nile River, where he was found and adopted by Pharaoh's daughter. Raised in the Egyptian court, Moses was aware of his Hebrew heritage. His life took a dramatic turn when he killed an Egyptian who was beating a Hebrew slave and fled to the wilderness of Sinai, where he lived as a shepherd for 40 years. It was here that Moses encountered God in the burning bush, leading to his mission to free the Israelites from Egyptian bondage, telling him to go down to Egypt and confront Pharaoh and tell him, "Let my people go." God caused a stick to turn into a snake. Pharaoh, in his stubbornness, refused to listen to Moses, so God fought for his people using nature. The plagues came forth. Water turned to blood. The frogs came forth and slept in the beds of Pharaoh and his people. Lice and flies, locusts came forth and took over the lands of Egypt. And God kept warning Pharaoh over and over again, "Let my people go." But Pharaoh remained stubborn, and the pestilence and the boils and the hailstorm and the lightning flashed and the thunder roared. And in Exodus, we see God revealing himself to Moses. Exodus 33, 17, 23. "And the Lord responded to Moses, I will do exactly what you have asked, because I am pleased with you and know your name." Then Moses asked, "Now show me your glory." And the Lord said, "I will bring all of my goodness before you, and I will proclaim my name, the Lord, in your presence. I shall show kindness and compassion to those who deserve it." But he said, "You cannot see my face, because no one can see me and live." Then the Lord responded, "There is a place near me where you can stand on a rock." Through Moses, God parted the Red Sea, providing a miraculous escape for the Israelites. On Mount Sinai, Moses received the 10 Commandments directly from God, a cornerstone of Judeo-Christian ethics and law. His unique experiences with God included seeing God's glory, which caused his face to shine so brightly that he had to cover it with a veil when speaking to the Israelites. And when Aaron and the children of Israel saw Moses, the skin on his face glowed, and they were scared to approach him. Moses' encounter with God transformed him physically. Moses' encounter resulted in his face glowing so brightly that both the leaders and the people of Israel were scared to approach him. The fascinating part about this is that Moses had no idea what had occurred to his face. Moses was a humble and meek guy, but he had a unique experience with God. Humility and meekness will go a long way with God. Moses constructed the tabernacle, as recorded in Exodus 40. He installed the bases, erected the frames, inserted the crossbars, and assembled the posts. In the same chapter, we see Moses bring the ark inside the tabernacle, hang the shielding curtain to protect the ark of the covenant law, and place the golden altar inside. Nobody else could do what Moses did. Do you comprehend that Moses entered a holy location where no one else could go and touched holy and sacred objects? And yet, God permitted him to do so. And God not only allowed him to accomplish so, but he also blessed him for doing so. No one in the Old Testament had ever experienced or done what Moses accomplished. The account of Moses' death and burial is equally enigmatic. Deuteronomy 34:5. 6 records. So Moses, the servant of the Lord, died there in the land of Moab, according to the word of the Lord. And he buried him in a valley in the land of Moab, over against Beth Peor. But no man knoweth of his sepulchre until this day. This passage highlights the mystery. God himself buried Moses, and his grave remains unknown. This divine burial, coupled with the celestial dispute mentioned in Jude, suggests a significance to Moses' body that goes beyond human understanding. Several theories have been proposed to explain why Satan contended for the body of Moses. One theory posits that Satan opposed Moses' resurrection or assumption into heaven due to his sins. Moses' actions at Meribah, where he struck the rock to bring forth water instead of speaking to it as God commanded, resulted in God's judgment that Moses would not enter the promised land. Additionally, Moses' earlier act of killing the Egyptian could have been another point of contention. Satan, known as the accuser, might have argued that these sins disqualified Moses from special honor or resurrection. Another theory suggests that Satan wanted Moses' body to be accessible to the Israelites, potentially leading them to idolatry. Given their history of idol worship, the Israelites might have venerated Moses' burial site, turning it into a shrine. To prevent this, God hid Moses' burial place, protecting the Israelites from the temptation of idolatry and ensuring that their worship remained directed towards him alone. A third theory speculates that Satan sought to thwart a future divine plan involving Moses' body. Moses appeared in bodily form during the transfiguration of Jesus, alongside Elijah. This appearance might hint at a future role for Moses, possibly as one of the two witnesses mentioned in Revelation. By contending for Moses' body, Satan could have been attempting to disrupt God's plans for Moses' future role in redemptive history. These theories, while speculative, show the profound spiritual significance attributed to Moses and the ongoing spiritual warfare that transcends our earthly realm. The dispute over Moses' body illustrates the reality of spiritual battles and the authority of God over all creation. Michael's approach of confronting the devil teaches us a valuable lesson. No human could be physically strong as Angel Michael if we did not have the authority granted to us by Christ. However, Jesus never used his strength when arguing with the devil over Moses' corpse. Jude chapter 1, verse 9. However, when Michael the archangel argued with the devil concerning Moses' body, he did not accuse him harshly, but rather replied, "The Lord chastises thee." The archangel merely stated, "The Lord rebuke thee." He battled under the Lord's authority. As Christians, we often underestimate the devil. We drastically underestimate his power and ability. If you or I went head-to-head with him, he would destroy us 10 times over. The devil has no fear of you, your name, your family, or your teachings. The devil is scared of the Lord, and the archangel gives us an example of what we should look to, which is the authority of the Lord God Almighty. The mystery of Moses' body and the celestial battle over it highlight deep spiritual truths and the ongoing unseen warfare that impacts our world. Moses' life, death, and the dispute over his body remind us of the importance of humility, obedience, and the authority of God. As we reflect on these profound mysteries, let us strive to be humble servants of the Lord, relying on His power and guidance in all aspects of our lives. Thank you for joining us in unraveling this ancient mystery. Until next time, stay blessed and keep seeking the truth.